Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chicagoland Speedway for the 17th race in the 2021 FBRL NAPA Truck Series. Blake Warren has his first career pole in his NAPA Truck Series career with Griffin Label McDermott to his outside teammates, Larry Hagan, Luke Martin in row 2. Single C trucks, Tyler Black, Cody Goforth, Sebastian Kukulon, rows 3 and 4 with Springer on the inside of Kukulon. And then most recent winner Ryan Butcher last week at Springfield with Lane Sanders in row 5. Aiden Smith, Christian Vargas, Malik Nevins, TJ Smith, Christopher Jones, Bob Burns, and others throughout the field as Luke Martin comes into this race with a now bigger points gap over Kyle Springer, a 28-point difference now over Kyle Springer, with Blake Warren third in the point standings, still well a ways back, along with Gatlin Downey and Ryan Butcher. Butcher now 121 points back from the championship coming into Chicagoland. This is the other hometown track for OnjAuto, looking to go 2 in a row and sweep the Illinois tracks. Can they get it done? Missing his first race of the season for Crossroads Racing is Zachary Bilson, who ran out of provisionals after Springfield. His teammate Nelson Reeves using up the 10 team's last Provo as Glenn Mixon, Boston Jones, and KT Larson make the race in on provisionals as well. Brandon Morris in the 4-truck here tonight at Chicagoland. We'll go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
Ricky Freeman Jr. was fastest in practice here at Chicagoland. 3 Toyotas, 2 Fords, 4 Chevys, and 1 Ram, being Luke Martin inside the top 10 in practice. Weather tonight, cloudy, 65 degrees with an 8-mile-an-hour wind from the south. 65 laps of action tonight. The pit window is 28 to 30 laps. Fall off up around the 3-second area, as these drivers will run in the mid 30-second range before falling off a second about halfway through the run, and then 2 seconds about 7 laps or so before the window, before finally reaching a 3-second fall off at the end of the run. Pace car will dive it on down to the pit lane. Blake Warren leading the field to the green for the first time in his NAPA Truck Series career. Green flag is out, and we are underway at Chicagoland. Blake's teammate Larry Hagan gonna waste no time. 3 wide for the race lead into turn 1, and Griffin Label McDermott gets shuffled out to the top side. Here comes Tyler Black now on the inside line, looking to make it 3 wide for the race lead. However, Black without enough momentum to get to the inside of the 88, and it'll be Larry Hagan, not Blake Warren, leading the first lap of the race. Kyle Springer already trying to make his way forward on the inside line, running right behind his championship competitor in Luke Martin as Tyler Black slides up in front of Blake Warren. Luke will go to the inside now, looking for second place. Springer right on his back bumper. 28 points separate these two coming into this thing with 6 races left on the season, and what neither driver needs now is a mistake. Springer would like to see Luke Martin make a mistake, something to do with pit road, an incident, anything to help him close back the distance. As you look at these two drivers this season, Luke Martin 6 wins, 11 top 5s, 11 top 10s, and 4 pole positions, with Kyle Springer having 2 wins, 8 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Blake Warren coming in third in the point standings, jumping Gatlin Downey after Springfield. He's 115 points back. That's almost 2 full races behind. Gatlin Downey 116 back. And then Ryan Butcher comes in 121 points back, over 2 races behind. As we came into this race, just 16 drivers were in mathematical range of being in contention for the championship, but that number will shrink again after tonight, especially if this man finds a way to get his 7th win on the season. As he'll go to the inside of Tyler Black, Kyle Springer will push him by the 77, and now he looks to the inside into turn 1, looking for 2nd place there, but Luke fights back, gets the clean run and entry there. And now Springer having to lift on the inside of Tyler Black. That opens the door for Blake Warren. And Warren will go to the inside of Springer looking for 4th place. As you see Sebastian Kukulon, Brian Butcher, Lane Sanders, and Griffin Label McDermott at the bottom of the top 10. Well, that was a terrible point to cut it, but Luke Martin just passed Larry Hagan for the race lead like it was nothing. And now Tyler Black on the inside of Larry Hagan looking for 2nd place. So you saw the move there by the 15 to go to the inside of the 88, and then you saw it after he had completed the pass. So just threw it in there. Nothing Hagan could do to fight that off on the top side. Chicagoland, a bit of a multi-group racetrack, more so this year than it was last year when we saw Jordan Fisher win. So OnjAuto looking to go back-to-back at one of their hometown tracks, but right now Butcher has work to do as he gets by both Kukulon and Cody Goforth up to 6th place. Just 7 laps into this thing as Hagan and Blake Warren will go to the inside of Black as Springer almost takes out Larry Hagan. And a dicey situation for the S3 Motorsports driver. That's going to cost him several positions and a big scare for both him and the 88 of Larry Hagan. Oh my goodness gracious. You see this one more time here going into turn 1, and Springer just turned down and Hagan had to check up, and that sent the 88 up a lane and the 56 up a lane, and they are super lucky that they didn't wreck it right there, because that, for one, would have been a terrible impact into the outside wall for Larry Hagan, and Springer likely would have been shoved up the track and into the wall with him, not what the 56 needs in this championship fight. Well, while one S3 driver fights at the front, another suffering in the back. Ryan Dagby struggles once again in qualifying, and he finds himself just outside of the top 20, currently running in the 23rd place position after getting by TJ Smith. Also suffering back here with him is the 70 of Gatlin Downey, who's fallen down the running order to 27th place. And while he's here in the picture, let's talk about Brandon Morris. He's here with a hot seat offer from OnjAuto. If he performs well enough, he could see his team, Morris Motorsports, get support from OnjAuto, as they're both Toyota teams. And that would be quite something for Morris after they have struggled to make races all year. They got KT Larson in the 89 truck. They did the swap there between Brandon and KT for this race. And KT is currently running in 39th position after getting into the race on a provisional. But so far, Brandon sitting in 21st behind Bob Burns, who sits in 20th. A good day for the Spa truck so far tonight. Burns in 20th with Nick Breeding in 17th place. Looking at the fastest lap board here, Luke Martin on top with a 30.394. That is actually faster than what Ricky Freeman Jr. ran in practice. Ricky Freeman Jr. ran only a 30.490. Springer, Tyler Black, Malik Nevins, AJ Jones, the top 5 on the lap sheet, with Lane Sanders, Larry Hagan, Cody Goforth, Ryan Butcher, and Blake Warren, all running faster than a 30.573. We've reached about a second of fall off now here at Chicagoland, and let's go through the field. Luke Martin leading this race with Larry Hagan in 2nd place. Now Hagan has finished inside the top 10 every race since a top 10 result came at Finland. So he has now finished in the top 10 7 races in a row, including I believe he's gone 2 races in a row now, finishing inside the top 5. But Hagan's season, man, coming into this race, just look at it this way. 4 top 5s, 8 top 10s for Hagan right now. Before Finland, he had just 1 top 10 on the entire season, which came at Willow Springs. Hagan's lowest point this season in the Drivers' Championship was 21st. He is now in 7th, riding a huge wave of momentum. Next man up for him to get in the point standings is Tyler Black, who is 29 points ahead. Malik Nevins is 40 points behind this 88 in the driver standings, as they are 3 wide behind them for 4th. Butcher fighting Hagan there for 2nd, as Blake Warren jumps up to 4th place. Goforth looking to follow through to take 5th, as Springer and Black are to his outside side by side. Lane Sanders right there in 8th. Lane has been one of the most consistent drivers ever since he took over this 54 machine for Flipside Motorsports. He is 18th in the points, running half the schedule. Meanwhile, Christian Vargas, who you see in the back there, going 3 wide with Malik Nevins and Griffin Label McDermott. He is up to 32nd in the points. He has not had the same amount of success as Lane Sanders, but he has also had a lot of bad luck come his way, especially at Canadian Tire and several other racetracks this season. But Vargas running pretty well right now, just inside or outside of the top 10 there, as GLM passed him back for 10th. As AJ Jones sits just outside of the top 10, he's fighting there with Malik Nevins. And Sebastian Kukulon has had a bad string of luck lately, looking to just get a solid finish together. He is now down to 13th in the points, as JD Martin looks to his inside. JD 15th in the standings, but Kukulon at one point was 7th, as Huck Davis has been doing a very good job for Texan Motorsports here. Now he'll be driving the 12 truck for Young next year, while Huck's teammate Brett Houck heads to Team Velocity to drive the number 24 Ford. A little ways back, you got Aiden Smith 16th with another good effort. Nick Breeding 17th, DeLello 18th. Dunbar having a great run again. We saw him do great things at Springfield. And now you see Ryan Dagby to his inside looking for 19th place. Morris, Bob Burns, Gatlin Downey up to 23rd. Dewey Schramm the third, our Pensacola winner, just inside the top 25, racing with Christopher Jones. Christopher Jones will be driving for TJ Smith Incorporated for 4 races next year. Not sure what other plans he will have, but that is currently his plans for next year. You see Ricky Freeman Jr. here. Alexa Lushon struggling tonight. There's Brett Houck, Joshua Michaels. Then we get to outside the top 30. Ian Brandt, Francois Chastain, Roberto Crown Jr., Kyle Vaughters, Boston Jones, Benny Watson, Rabito Gonzalez driving the 22. He'll also be in this truck at Charlotte. Nelson Reeves, Glenn Mixon, and KT Larson at the bottom now. Crossroads Racing's 3 truck failed to make the race. Bilson was, I believe, 7th on the go home sheet, but they were out of provisional, so they missed this thing, and the 10 truck just used his last provisional, and they will not earn another provisional until another 3 race attempts. So for Homestead, the Homestead 150, Carbondale, and Atlanta, these guys are going to have to get in on speed, and the leechers are going to be coming out, especially for the 10 truck. The 05, the 76 of Bobo Jones will be attempting some races. The Zero will be making some race attempts too. We haven't seen the Zero truck since, I believe, Willow Springs, and or actually Knoxville. It was Knoxville we saw the Zero last. But yeah, there's a lot of the part-time trucks are going to be coming back. And Crossroads Racing actually announced a few weeks ago that they'll be entering an alliance with Shea Binyaka Racing and dropping out of the S3 Motorsports Alliance, so that'll be an interesting development for 2022. 2 seconds of fall off now for the front runners as Butcher and Blake Warren fight side by side for third place. Tyler Black right there to Warren's outside, as well as Butcher gets a very good arc into turn 3. Luke Martin still leading the way. Hagan, though, right there with him. As you see Goforth, Vargas, Springer, Lane Sanders, A.J. Jones, the top 10. As you see the drivers running different lines there. Hagan going a little higher into 1 and 2 compared to Ryan Butcher. This low drag package here on the intermediates. We haven't seen it in a while, as I believe the last intermediate we went to before Springfield, which Springfield's a 1 mile track, but anyways, I believe it was Kentucky, and then before that was Nashville Super Speedway. So it has been a while since we came to a cookie cutter racetrack. We'll be seeing a few of them now after with Chicagoland. We've got Chicagoland, Homestead, Atlanta, Rockingham, another 1 mile track, and then Charlotte to end the season, and Carbondale right there in the middle of Homestead and Atlanta as the final short track on the season. So no more super speedways, no more road courses. As Dewey Schramm III is on pit road a little early, just before the window here, and it appears that they have an issue. And we're hearing that there is a fuel leak on the 65 machine, so that is a tough break for Dewey Schramm III. Got that win 2 races ago, launched himself into the top 30 in owner points, and now an issue here tonight at Chicagoland. As we have entered the window for green flag pit stops, still so far, no takers. It's actually, I said 28 to 30 laps, I believe, actually, didn't I? Not 27. Brian Dagby has jumped it up to 19th, and Brandon Morris is inside the top 20 in 20th. So Chase Dunbar falling outside of the top 20 as DeLello looking to pass Nick Breeding for 17th place. But up to the front, we've entered the pit window, and oh man, here comes everybody at the front of the field. Vargas, Link Sanders, A.J. Jones, and a couple of others there will be the first ones to stay out. But basically the entire top 8 minus the 51 down to pit road here at lap 28. So definitely a 2-stop race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy games we see here tonight at Chicagoland. Last year at Kentucky, you know, we saw everyone run it as far as they could. Same thing with Atlanta last year. But it'll be interesting to see what the game is tonight, as Vargas will lead the second group down. This was basically the latter half of the top 10 and those inside the top 15, as Ryan Dagby has elected to go another lap. But everybody else is down into the pit lane, so Dagby will be the one to go the longest here. 30 laps on a tank of gas and reaching upwards of 3 seconds of fall off, as we saw Luke Martin there be the first one to come out of pit road. Problems for Kyle Springer. He's got a tire down just 1 lap after their pit stop. Springer reporting a vibration and saying, yes, we have a tire down. It's losing air, something of the lines. And wow, what a turn of events here for the championship. Springer will have to come down pit road after finishing the green flag pit cycle with Luke Martin, his championship rival, in the race lead. And you hate to see it in terms of wanting a close championship battle, but if you're Luke Martin, this makes up for Finland, where pit road cost him so much time. And Kyle Springer will go a lap down because of this issue. 4 new sets of tires on it. They were not sure which tire it was. And that is a huge hit to Springer's championship hopes. Well, Kyle Springer is not the only one having issues. All 3 of the Single C Racing trucks having bad pit stops. Tyler Black is down to 32nd place. Sebastian Kukulon is down to 27th. And Cody Goforth fell down to 20th. So trouble for all 3 Single C Racing trucks on pit road. Not sure what the issues were for them, but all 3 of those trucks were inside the top 15 before the pit cycle, and now just one of them is inside the top 20. Wow, man, look at this. For Caesar Autosport, the number 67 of Chase Dunbar racing J.D. Martin for a top 10 position. Don't know if Caesar thought he would see this season, but it seems like the equipment from Joseph Shrigley Racing is paying off here at Chicagoland. Oh, kind of tight squeeze there almost by Huck Davis. As how about the undercut here? Brett Houck and Francois Chastain were in the first group, and they have jumped from outside of the top 30 to inside the top 15. So what a strategy call by those crew chiefs to bring them down the pit road, as both of these teams are down around the bubble for the top 30 in owner points. This was definitely a call these teams needed to make. At the front of the field, with 29 laps to go, Ryan Butcher is closing the distance on Luke Martin. Luke has led the race ever since he took the lead from Larry Hagan. And now Butcher is giving chase, but look at this. Butcher is the only Ram inside the top 5. Hagan down to 5th, but Malik Nevins for Gatlin Downey Incorporated, while one truck has an issue, the other is excelling. And Nevins is in 4th place with Blake Warren in 3rd. Breeding and GDI do not have an alliance, guys. Breeding has the alliance with Team Velocity, but it is the GDI 35 that we see here inside the top 5, and Butcher, the only Toyota in the top 5. Vargas and Lane Sanders are inside the top 10, though. As you see, Vargas in 6th, AJ Jones 7th, Lane 8th, GLM 9th, and JD Martin, final truck inside the top 10. As the 65, their issue appears to be terminal, but they have not retired nor tried to come back onto the racetrack. So an interesting development there, as Kyle Springer sits in 59th place there. 39th place, 1 lap down. As the leaders are approaching lap traffic, Nelson Reeves and KT Larson will be caught. It looks like maybe perhaps Glenn Mixon, Kyle Vaughters, Rubino Gonzalez, and TJ Smith could be caught at some point if they are going slow enough. But Butcher continues to close the gap on Luke Martin for the race lead. And we're hearing some chatter from the crew chiefs that these teams might cut this second run in half and opt to pit early, several laps early before the window we saw in the first stint. So we might not see these guys stretch it all the way to lap 56. They might actually come down earlier. We're hearing maybe as soon as lap 50. So a very interesting development here at Chicagoland Speedway, as now Luke's starting to inch back away from Butcher as he catches the draft of Nelson Reeves. Lap traffic is a go as the 15 and the 80 get by the 10. Now into turn 1 here. Luke Martin approaching the 89 of KT Larson. Now that is an OnjAuto teammate to Ryan Butcher, but she is driving the Morris truck here tonight. Butcher's got a huge run off of turn 2, and he is gonna stick his nose in there on the bottom, 3 wide. Butcher getting a huge run. Martin and Butcher side by side for the race lead. Butcher leads it at the line. Luke, though, looking to fight back in the middle. Can he get enough of a run, or is Butcher clear? Right now, still side by side. And all this fighting is letting Blake Warren, Malik Nevins, and Hagan close the gap, but it'll be Ryan Butcher clearing Luke Martin off of turn 4 as we come to 20 laps to go. Can Luke Martin do anything to get back to the lead? He's going to jump it to the bottom, but Butcher comes down in front of him. Martin taking the bad angle there. He'll have to try and set up Butcher another way. Well, how about the drive for these two? We talked about Gatlin Downey and Ryan Dagby being outside of the top 20 earlier. They are now inside the top 15. Downey in 12th, Dagby in 13th. As Huck Davis passed J.D. Martin a little bit ago to take 10th place. Dagby has the freshest set of tires on the track. He stayed out the longest. But now the big question is if staying out the longest is going to work after hearing that these crew chiefs might bring their drivers down earlier than what they could have made it to. Instead of, say, lap 57 to 60, we could see these guys come down as soon as lap 50. So it'll be interesting to see how the strategy game develops. But Dagby still hauling his tail as he looks to try and get a top 10 here tonight. Problems for Nelson Reeves. The engine has let go and he has stopped on the apron. Waiting to see what the decision is. No caution flag will be called. As now Luke Martin goes to the inside of Butcher using Glenn Mixon. Mixon running in what is his final start in the 23 truck this year before he'll drive full-time in the number 17 Ford for Team Velocity next season. But Ryan Butcher able to hold off Luke Martin as they passed by the 23. It's still Blake Warren third, Malik Nevins fourth, and Larry Hagan in fifth. Hagan 4 seconds ahead of AJ Jones for the position. Well, it's lap 51 and still no signs of anybody coming down to pit road. Hang on, wait a minute. Blake Warren will be the first taker. He drops it down to the apron here on lap 51. Will anybody follow him down? So far inside the top 10, the answer is no. Anybody at all? Really, it doesn't look like anybody is going to join. Nope, TJ Smith will come in, but he was well down the order, outside of the top 30, in fact. And now Butcher and Luke Martin will come down the next lap. They don't want to lose too much time. Fall off is at 2 seconds. Malik Nevins, Larry Hagan. Looks like everybody else will come in. Huck Davis will stay out. Ryan Dagby, J.D. Martin, Alexa Luchon, and some others. What the drivers that just pit don't want to see is a caution here in the middle of the cycle. And we're hearing that the 10 had a clutch failure end their night. Huck Davis, though, getting to lead a lap there at the start-finish line. We saw him do very good things at Pensacola. Of course, it's a super speedway, but Huck having a good night so far tonight. Dagby will stay out once again. Brandon Morris and others coming in. We saw Blake Warren there flying around. And we're hearing Rubino Gonzalez in the 22 truck has a fuel system issue. They're having an issue getting fuel into the truck. And they were already running outside of the top 35, so this is not going to help matters at all. They are going to be fixing whatever issue they've got going on there. Dagby will be the last one to pit here, coming to 11 to go. So no stretching it to lap 60 for the 5 team of Ryan Dagby. Not sure what happened, but pit road woes have struck Luke Martin once again. He has lost several positions and fallen down 3 seconds behind Ryan Butcher. He currently runs in what will be 4th place behind Malik Nevins, Blake Warren in 2nd, and Butcher in the race lead. There you see the gap, 2.75 seconds for Luke Martin, back from Ryan Butcher, and he has got to go. He's trying to get by Malik Nevins right now. Blake Warren is side by side with Glenn Mixon as Butcher continues to lead in front of him. But Luke, despite losing those positions, will still looking to gain a ton of points. That was a good sentence. Looking to gain a good amount of points over Kyle Springer, as Springer sits in 37th place. Right now, the only ones gaining on Luke Martin is his teammate Blake Warren, who's 115 points out coming in, and Ryan Butcher, who was 121 points out coming in. So coming to 8 laps to go, Warren looking to close the gap on Butcher, as Luke Martin being fought back by Malik Nevins. And this could hurt both of them as they're trying to close the gap to the top 2. Remember, the 8 truck pit a lap before the rest of these 3. Larry Hagan is by himself with lap traffic in 5th. Christian Vargas 6th. AJ Jones 7th. Lane Sanders 8th. Griffin Label McDermott 9th. And Gatlin Downey rounds out the top 10 with a 2-second gap back to Zachary DeLello. DeLello, Hout, Alexa Lushon has jumped into the top 15. Dagby and Huck Davis, that's the top 15. JD Martin, Brandon Morris up to 17th place. Chase Dunbar, Francois Chastain, and Sebastian Kukulon has re-entered the top 20. Goforth, though, still struggling in 23rd, with Tyler Black up to 26th. We saw Bob Burns inside the top 20 earlier. He is down to 27th, as there's Springer 1 lap down. As you see the end of the lead lap, Butcher in control. Coming to 5 laps to go. Can Blake Warren do anything to close the distance? Or is Butcher about to go back-to-back and sweep the hometown tracks for OnjAuto? Still 5 laps of racing to go. Luke Martin has cut the lead to under 2 seconds and is pulling away from the 35 of Malik Nevins. Is there any amount of time left for Luke Martin to catch the race leader? Again, with my weird phrasing of the words, not sure what the heck that was supposed to mean. But Butcher is catching a lap truck in the form of Kyle Vaughters. Will Vaughters hold him up? Coming out of turn 2, Warren has started to fall back, but Luke Martin continues to close. And Butcher will have his line taken away from him here into turn 3. Luke Martin with the fastest lap on the race and has led the most laps tonight, but Butcher, who cares if you've got the fastest lap? Butcher has been flying all night long, but he is really getting held up by Vaughters here. Still unable to pass the 34. This is really letting those breeding trucks close the gap. Vaughters still in the way. Coming to 2 laps to go. Butcher still can't get to his inside. Luke Martin right on the bumper of Blake Warren. He'll go to the inside here, looking for second place with 2 laps to go. Butcher to the inside of Vaughters. Martin can't complete the pass on Blake Warren. White flag in the air for Ryan Butcher. Looking to tie Luke Martin with 6 all-time wins in the NAPA Truck Series. Luke to the inside of Blake Warren, hoping for something to go wrong for the number 80 of OnjAuto's Ryan Butcher. Butcher, for the first time in his career, off of turn 4, Butcher will go back-to-back and get his 3rd win of the year. Butcher wins at Chicagoland. And Luke Martin will edge out Blake Warren for 2nd place and get an extra 4 points in the championship over Kyle Springer. Malik Nevins 4th, Hagan 5th, so 4 Rams and a Toyota inside the top 5. Christian Vargas 6th, AJ Jones 7th, Lane Sanders 8th, Griffin Label McDermott 9th, and Gatlin Downey round out the top 10. Man, oh man, somebody has lit a fire under Ryan Butcher here. Came really close to a win at Pensacola. Got it done at Springfield last week. Gets it done tonight at Chicagoland. OnjAuto winning at both of their hometown tracks here in the state of Illinois. Man, oh man. That'll help Butcher close it down to 115 points behind Luke Martin, so he's now within 2 races back, but there's just 5 races to go, and 6 points a race is not going to get you closer to the championship, so Butcher needs to continue doing what he's doing here, but he needs something to happen to Luke Martin. You need Luke Martin to have a mechanical failure or get involved in an accident, or just finish outside of the top 10. But Luke has been very consistent this year, and if he hasn't finished inside the top 5, he hasn't finished inside the top 10. 12th top 5 here tonight, 12th top 10. Kyle Springer without a top 10. He finishes officially in 37th place. And now Luke Martin holds a 78-point lead over Kyle Springer heading into the Homestead 150. We've got another 2-week break. The team's likely going to be putting in the last improvements for the season, because after that we have 5 races in 6 weeks, and it is time to fight for that championship and any other position in the points you're looking to get, because there is just 5 races left in 2021. That is it for me here tonight at Chicagoland. Hope you guys enjoyed the green flag race from start to finish, and I will see you guys for 100 laps at Homestead in 3 weeks' time.